Hello, good afternoon, everyone. How are you guys doing? Welcome to another episode of what we are doing today. It's special. It's a Milak Masterclass, what we are doing. So, we are making figs and goat Kunafa cheesecake. Yes, so that will be interesting and that is going to be amazing. Let me know in the comment down section, have you guys used goat cheese before? And have which dish you have made with the goat cheese? Is it savory or sweet? So, welcome again. Today, what we are going to do is we are going to make fig and goat kunafa cheesecake. Where why have we decided this and why? It's fresh. It's a summer dessert. It's easy, light, and elegant. It's easy to prepare. So today, I'm going to show you a modern cheesecake inspired with the Middle Eastern flavors that combines crispy kunafa, luxurious and creamy cheesecake with fresh figs, fig compote, date gel, and some chocolate decor. And we are going to use almond whipped ganache using the Milac cream. So today we are going to use Milac high stability cream, which is I'm going to show you how to use it, how to store it, how to pipe it, how to cook it, all the applications which is related to your Milac cream. Okay, and if you like to receive the recipe from today's masterclass, you know where to go. Head to the Milak Mina Instagram page. You can see the link on the screen or the link in the bio. Fill in your details and you will get the recipe. It's simple and easy. It's not complicated. Yeah. Don't forget to fill in your details. You will get the recipe. First things first, we have five different layers in this cheesecake. Yeah, the first is the crispy layer. Second, we have the luxurious, rich cheesecake, which we are combination of your cream cheese and your goat cheese. And then we have a compote. We have fresh figs. You have a date gel. You have chocolate decor, and none other than almond whipped ganache. Okay, let me know what's the secret behind this, or let me know what is the secret behind this the whole dessert. Or if you want to know, stay tuned with me until then and I'm going to reveal the secret, what is it going to be. Okay, so first things first, we are going to do the base. I have here we have kunafa or a katafi, which is chopped finely. If you have seen my previous videos, I have not chopped it. I have used it like strings, or we have chopped it roughly. In this recipe itself, you see we have chopped it very nicely. Okay, you need to chop it. Why do you need to chop it? So it holds the shape, it holds the texture. So that's one of the reason which you need to chop it. Okay, and the butter, it's supposed to be melted. If you want, you can use the mixture of ghee and butter as well. It gives you a proper flavor of kunafa. Okay, so first things first, katafi, which is chopped nicely. If you see the texture, it's very nice. All right, I'm going to add the butter. Butter goes in. Okay, and we have the mixture. Okay, we have going to mix it nicely. Make sure the butter is coated the katafi very well, and make sure the butter is it's coated the kunafa or the katafi very well. If it's very difficult for you to mix it with the spatula, don't feel free to use your hands. It's a raw product, it's not cooked yet. Okay, make sure that your katafi is nice and it's soaking with butter. That is very, very important. Otherwise, it will not crisp up and it will be not holding its shape. All right, done. Okay, you see, it should look like this. Okay, now it's looking great. All right, now comes the second part. Second part is where we are going to use the rings. So in this one especially, we are going to use the 16 centimeter ring. Okay, be mindful of what I'm saying. You have to going to use the 16 centimeter ring, because the cheesecake what we are going to bake with is going to be the 14 centimeter ring. So you know why I'm using 16 centimeter, because this is going to be baked, so it's going to be shrink. So that's the reason we are going to use the 16 centimeter ring. All right, put it nicely, spread it all over. It's looking too much, but trust me, believe me, it won't be. because we are going to press it down completely. Now you can press it down using offset palette knife, or even if you want, you can use the back of the whisk to press it down. If you have something fancy at home, you can use that. We have a luxury, we can use a flattener. So first things first, I'm going to spread it down nicely, evenly, and I'm going to flatten it. Okay, in goes. Make sure you even flat it even. That's very, very important. If you don't flat it even, your cheesecake would be wobbly. So this is another important element. Guys, have you tasted goat cheese before? Yes? If you have tasted goat cheese before, or you have used the goat cheese before, let me know in the comment section below what is the difference between both of them. Lovely. So this is looking nice. What I'm going to do is, for this one, I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to give it to Chef Salma. She is going to help me bake this. Okay, and what temperature we are going to bake it? The ingredients. What temperature we are going to bake it? We are going to bake it at 180 degrees Celsius. You can start slow. You can start at 170 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes to crisp up all the things, and then you can increase the temperature to 180 degrees Celsius, and then you can cook it for around, let's say, total 18 minutes. All right. So thank you, Chef Salma, and please help me baking this. Thank you so much. All right, so now if you see here, the baking is going to be continue. I have a question coming up already. Guys, don't forget to let us know from which part of the world you're watching. All right, let us down in the comment section below from where you're watching. Simmer on Instagram is asking, what quantities are you using? You have to go to Melak Meena page. You have to fill in your details. You will get the recipe, and that's how you will know what quantities I'm using. All right, this is what it is. Now the time is, we are going to use the goat cheese. Okay, so we have, if you can see the ingredients here, we have goat cheese and cream cheese. Then we have eggs which are blended. See, now these are eggs blended. If you sign up on the Milak page, you will get the recipe over here. I have written eggs blended. What is blended? So basically, it doesn't matter what quantities of egg it is. You break the eggs, you blend it, you strain it, and that's your blended eggs. You blend it for about 10-15 seconds, not more than that. All right, so that's what it is. And then we have other ingredients. We have vanilla beans, we have cornstarch, we have icing sugar, and last but not the least, we have Milak high stability cream. So if you look at the Milak high stability cream in the picture, you see how good it looks. We have a nice off-white color to it. It's really nice. Okay, and then we are going to use it, and the name says itself high stability, so it stabilizes the product very well. So let's start. Goat cheese goes in. Okay, all the goat cheese here. All your cheese, your cream cheese goes in. Guys, I'm waiting for your answer. What is the difference between the goat cheese and cream cheese? Let me know in the comment section below. So with this cheese, one more big technique over here. In terms of you're using any cheesecake, or if you're using any creaming method for that instance, make sure you use the products at room temperature. How you know? Just remove it out of the fridge for 15-20 minutes, and that will do the job. So these products were outside for like 15 minutes and 20 minutes, and that is going to do the job. So the cream cheese, I'm just going to mix it up. So if there is any lump, it will go all the lumps away. Okay. Okay, now that is your cream cheese. In goes eggs. Okay. Next up, flavoring, vanilla. This is the vanilla bean what we have using. I'm using the whole vanilla bean. If you don't have vanilla bean, you can use vanilla extract also, but use good quality of vanilla. That will help you in building up the flavor. Next goes your icing sugar, which will give you the sweetness. cornstarch or corn flour in this world. And last but not the least, we are going to use the Milac High Stability Cream, where we are going to mix everything later on. And you see how good it looks while pouring, you see. All right. It's looking nice now. Now, I'm going to roughly mix it now, and then later on, I'm going to use the immersion blender and I'm going to mix it. The only thing what you have to look over here is you shouldn't have any lumps. That's the basic thing you have to look at. Whether it's a cream cheese or icing sugar or a cornstarch, there should be no lumps whatsoever. If you want to sift the mix later on at home, if you don't have immersion blender, you can use KitchenAid, but you use paddle attachment in your KitchenAid. Just the important thing is you have to break down the cheese so it does blend it well, and cream will do the job. You can use whisk as well if you don't have any fancy. Don't stop if you don't have fancy equipments at home. Use basic stuff as well. Which when we were growing up in the industry, we didn't had the luxury of having fancy stuff. Okay, I have got the immersion blender over here, and we are going to use the immersion blender, and it's going to mix it nicely. When you're using immersion blender, go up and down, up and down. Oh my god, I have a lot of questions coming up. I'm going to answer it in a moment, guys. Let me just do the a quick mixing. You see how it's changing the texture. Just another 30 seconds. I'm going to scrape the bowl, and I'm going to blend it again for 5 seconds. All right. Just quickly scrape up the bowl. And that's the last mix. There you go. We'll quickly clean up the blender so you don't waste anything. All right, now let me quickly remove it, and then I'm going to answer all your questions. All right, so pretty easy, right? It's not any rocket science over here, which you guys are thinking, oh my god, baked cheesecake, this, that. It's pretty easy, guys. It's nothing complicated over here. I'm going to leave it for like 2 minutes. So whatever the air bubbles which is there, it's gonna come off, and I'm going to mix it again, and then we're going to bake it. Um, a beef on Instagram asked, uh, cheese can I use as substitute if I don't have like goat cheese? What cheese? Um, if you don't have goat cheese, if you don't have goat cheese, you can substitute completely with any cream cheese use available in the market. But just make sure that the cream cheese had a good amount of fat percentage. Hajira on Instagram is answered my question. Goat milk, goat cheese, buffalo, cow milk. Oh, that's perfect. Thank you. You can use any cheese. Until unless, see, it should be a cream cheese. Just remember, cream cheese has different varieties in it. So you can use any cream cheese to make your cheesecake. Just be aware of the fat percentage. Sami on Instagram is saying, Goat cheese is, yes, you're right. Goat cheese has more acidic to it. It has more flavor to it, and it is great for flavor as well. Uh, Again, Sabine is asking one more question. Milac cream available in the, yes, sir. Milac cream is available in market. There is different kinds of Milac cream which is available in market. It is also comes for cooking purposes, and it comes for pastry purposes. We have different. This version is the Milac high stability cream, which obviously the name says itself. It is stable for cooking, for so stable for whipping. Once it whips very smoothly, it doesn't run up, it doesn't split. The piping is smooth as well. Nili on Instagram said goat cheese is crumbly texture and tangy. Yes, you're absolutely right. Cream is smooth and salty. Yes, but the salt content in goat cheese a little bit more because of that. That's why Turkish cream is ice cream is made from that. So that's it says. Arul on Facebook says goat cheese is a bit hard, whereas the cream cheese is a bit soft. Yes, you're right. It's amazing questions and amazing engagement. Chef Linda on TikTok asks if she can use a hand mixer. Yes, you can use a hand mixer, or you can even use a RoboCoop, or even you can use a hand blender, or even you can use a dough mixer as well. You just, the objective is to mix everything. Now, if you see the mixer over here, it's the aeration has come out, and I'm just giving it a quick mix. Simmer on Instagram asked substitute for eggs. There is, but then you have to go and watch my previous live for that. There is a hack for it. I have explained it. All right, now comes to the baking. All right, so for baking, I'm going to use combi. It's a mixture of baking and steaming. So the temperature is 140 degrees Celsius, 50% steam. Uh, I'm going to bake this for at least 40 to 45 minutes. What texture I will be looking? I'm going to looking at the wobbly texture. So once I have the wobbly texture, like a nice a stiff wobble, like how you have for the panna cotta or the set creme brulee, that texture I'll be looking for this. And 50% steam, 140 degrees Celsius, and going to bake for 40 minutes. All right. So let's add the mixture in the. You see how good the mixture looks like. If you can see, let me put it this way so you can look it nicely. Look how clean the mixture looks like. So let's me scrape up the bowl. The flavor of cream cheese, the flavor of vanilla, the flavor of good cheese. It's gonna be amazing. And of course, don't forget the Milac high stability cream. It's going to give you a good stability to the cheesecake. Okay. Okay. Now, once this is done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tap it a little bit. If there is any air bubbles, or if there is any, it's gonna tap out and the mixture will look smooth. No need to tap it like this. The mixture will go everywhere. Just tap it nicely. Okay. So once this is done, now it's time for baking. Let's go. Okay. Since the cream is, it's almost like 450 or 500 grams, it's gonna take a bit of time to bake. So that's one. Guys, do you know what's the story behind this dessert? What came thought of creating a dessert like this? So it's the combination of few things. It's a French baked cheesecake. It's the flavors are of Kunafa, Middle Eastern flavor. Figs are from Mediterranean. So basically, we are combining, let's say, Europe, Mediterranean, and Middle East. We are combining the flavors and techniques from both of the worlds and making it interesting for the people of Middle East or for people all over the world. Okay, so now what we are going to make next is we are going to make sugar syrup. All right, so let's move on to the gas section, and then we are going to make a simple sugar syrup. The beauty of this sugar syrup is You cannot just boil it and leave. You have to reduce it a little bit on a slow flame so the sugar syrup became thick. Where I'm going to use the sugar syrup, you guys will see in upcoming video. So stay tuned with me. Okay. In goes water, sugar, and I have one thing which is here, which is orange blossom. Do you guys know what is orange blossom? If you know, let me know in the comment section and we will tell you where to use it and how to use it. All right, so we are going to give it a whisk, and once this is cooking side by side, we'll start with the fig jam, fig compote, and the date jam. Okay, we'll give it a nice quick whisk over here. Let me start it. All right, it's a simple sugar syrup. There is no rocket science over here. It's pretty much easy and nice. Okay, so while this is cooking, we'll also cook the date jam, and we'll also cook the no fig jam, date jam, and fig compote. Guys, comment down below if you know what is the difference between a compote and a coulis. Comment down below because those are the techniques we do teach here. Thank you, Chef Salma. Almost there. We have questions coming up. Give me 1 minute for that. I'm going to answer your questions soonest. Okay, so this I'm going to keep on cooking on the top flame, and then we'll start with something called as fig jam, and we can talk. Okay, Nasha on Instagram asks, can this dessert be baked at home? Of course, or is it better suited for professional kitchen and I would like to serve it in my bakery? See, doesn't matter where you want to make this dessert. If it's home, if it's work, if it's professional kitchen, it's the willingness to make the food. It doesn't matter it's a pastry or it's any chicken or any meat dish. It's the willingness of making food. A lot of time what happens is people just are being a bit lazy of making food. So don't be shy, you can make this. You just have to understand how the equipment work, and that's pretty much it. Okay, now on the side I'm going to start with fig jam. Okay, so I have fig puree over here, starting with the fig puree. It can easily available in the market. If you are not having figs, or if you're not having fig, like let's say if you don't have a fig puree, what are you going to do? Don't stop there. Get fresh figs, remove the peel, blend it. There goes your fig puree. Here we have sugar. I'm going to add a bit of sugar. Next goes water. Because compote is a bit watery, so I need to add water to it. All right. One more thing, I've just forgot to add some water to the cornstarch, which I'm going to add it from here. That's completely fine. And since the sugar syrup is also cooking, let's start cooking this as well. All right. So now you see the sugar syrup is also getting boiled, it's getting reduced. And once I look at the consistency of the sugar syrup, which is nice, I'm going to add the orange blossom water. I'm not going to add the orange blossom water and then cooked. Remember, this is the essence, not an extract. So in terms of extract, I can cook it. In terms of essence, I will not go ahead and cook it because you know how the essence have been made. Okay. So I'm waiting for it to heat up. Once it starts heating, it's almost started to heating. I'm just going to mix the, I'll give it to Chef Salma to mix it and give it to me. Chef Salma, thank you. Could you please mix it and give it to me? In the meantime, I'm going to stir it because otherwise it will start burning in from the bottom, and then I will have a flavor called a charred flavor, which is burnt flavor, which I don't want it. Now the sugar syrup is looking nice. Almost, I'm going to cook it for another minute. I'm going to add the orange blossom water and I'm going to keep it on the side. Next up, we are going to do date jam. Comment down below, guys, if you have made a jam before in your life, and if you have made the jam before in your life, how have you made it and what ingredient you have made it. Thank you, Chef Salma. Now you see, my jam is almost boiling, and now the compote is almost boiling, and I'm going to use the slurry now. And now you will see how the slurry behaves. Why did I add water to my cornstarch and why didn't I just add cornstarch directly? Because I'm combining the dry and wet ingredients. So when you're combining the dry and wet ingredients, it's always good to combine, if you have cornstarch or something like that, combine it with a bit of water, make a slurry, and then add it. It will give you a nice consistency. I'm going to turn it down to 1. Sugar syrup also I'm going to turn down to 1. Sugar syrup is almost done. I've turned off the heat. I will add the orange blossom water and just mix it nicely, and I'm going to leave it to cool down. So it goes on the side for cool down, and the jam is almost done. You see the consistency of the jam now? You see? That's how the fig compote should look like. Okay, and then we are going to start with the jam. Okay, I'm going to leave this on the side to cool down, and next up we are going to we'll do the date jam. But before I start with the date jam, let me answer few of your questions. Chef Suraksha is asked, what is the most important step to get the cheesecake texture right? It's a lot of factor involved. It's a very good question to get the cheesecake texture right. It's not only about making the cheesecake. See, baked cheesecake in general, it's very easy to make. You need to have the ratios right. Once you have the ratios right, you can just blend in everything, mix it everything, and then you can put it for baking. The game changes when you bake it. If your oven temperature is not right, or if your oven is not consistent, you can do that. If you tell me now, okay, chef, I don't have steam in my oven, you can create steam in your oven. You know how? Should I tell you the secret? I have told my secrets in the previous life. When you preheat the oven, now preheating of the oven is also important. You need to preheat the oven. When you preheat the oven, put a container inside the oven. Okay, put a container inside the oven. Let the container get preheat with the oven. When you put your cheesecake in, add in some ice cubes to it. Add like 5 6 ice cubes to it. That ice cubes will get hit with the hot container and it will generate steam in your oven. That will help. Or you add a hot water to your, if you don't have a combi oven, add a hot water and use as a bain-marie. That will also use a great way of maintaining the structure of the cheesecake. Shubhu on Instagram asks, what temperature are you baking the cheesecake at? You're not paying attention, huh? You need to be more engaging. Shubhu, I'm baking it at 140 degrees Celsius, 50% steam. It's a combi, and we're going to bake it for 40-45 minutes. Sanjan on Instagram asks, what other fruits can I use instead of figs? Oh, that's an interesting question. You can use anything. Like literally, you can use anything. See, cheesecake, if you see the layers, that's what my secret is, and I'm going to tell you at the end. It's basically, you can use raspberry, strawberry, cherry, mango, apricot, any flavors you want. You just need to know how to make a compote. But if you're making a specific flavored cheesecake, then it's a different game altogether. So you need to understand the balance, you need to understand the recipe and the science behind all the ingredients. And yeah, thank you for answering, guys. We have viewers watching from Malaysia, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, Kuwait, Cape Town, Ghana, Togo, in India, Philippines, and Botswana. That's interesting. Welcome, guys. Thank you for watching. It's really appreciated. Okay, now product. What we're going to do is we'll make the date jam, and then we're going to move back to our next one, which is the almond whipped ganache. Okay. First things first. Date paste goes in, your water, almond whipped ganache. And then here's something I have: pectin and sugar. The sugar is less. The sugar I'm using is for pectin. Why I'm not using sugar for this date jam? Guys, dates are already sweet in nature. I don't need to add more sweet to a sweet. So that's why I'm using pectin. You know what is pectin? Do you guys understand what is pectin? Pectin is a protein which is extracted from berries and fruits or veggies which has high pectin content. Like papaya is the best one actually. Okay, now I'm waiting for this to heat up quickly, and once it's hot, I'm going to add the mixture. Okay. So, guys, have you ever used milk cream before? Have you ever used? I know most of you has used Milak Gold, but then this is something which is they have introduced recently in the market, and the stability of this cream is much better. But do you know what's the history of Milak cream, where it's coming from, and how it's produced? It's an Irish cream. It's coming from, of course, Ireland. Let me reduce it. Of course, it's coming from Ireland. Um, why I like it to use it professionally? I have been using Milagrim, to be honest, from 2014, I believe. I have used Milag Gold a lot, and recently I came across with Milag High Stability when we were doing the R&Ds of the product. It's really nice cream. It's really stable. Uh, I think it's stable up to 48 hours or so. 48 or more, I'll say. It's after whipping, I'm saying, not for storing. So basically you whip it and you keep it. It stays. Most of the cream, it deflates, and it kills the aeration. This keeps up the aeration. That's why this particular brand of high stability particular segment is more important. Of course, it's excellent for piping, and it is work well with acidic ingredients. So, what are the acidic ingredients? Acidic ingredients can be your lime, lemon, uh, elderflower, or not elderflower, but some of the ingredient which has acid in it. It works well with it, and of course, it's perfect for piping ganache and everything, which I'm going to use it now, and we're going to make it soon. Now this jam is boiling, the pectin and your sugar is mixed. We are going to sprinkle it over. Don't dump it in one place. Add it slowly. Let the pectin do its job. Why I'm mixing the pectin and the sugar together? Because pectin is a protein. Okay, and protein, if specific protein pectin, if I add it at high temperature directly, it clumps up. So that's one of the reason I'm adding it up with sugar, so it doesn't burn. All right, so you see, it's done. Just 20 more seconds and it's done. Okay, just increasing a bit and it will do the job. Okay, so many questions. Oh my god. Give me 1 minute and I'm going to answer all the questions. All right, you see, the jam is done. Okay, this is the consistency of the jam what you're looking for. I'm going to let it set, and after setting, I'm going to immersing blend it, and I'm going to show it how to use it. Okay, and off you go. Goes on the side for. Okay, next up, what we are going to use? Next up, we are going to use Milak uh, Almond Inspiration High Stability Milak Whip Ganache. So what we are going to do is, in this one, we have salt, almond flake salt, and we have almond inspiration. We have gelatin, which is already bloomed. We have Milk high stability cream, vanilla, honey, and glucose. Basically, these are the stabilizers which helps in adding more. Okay. In goes glucose. First things first. Glucose. If you are finding it difficult to handle glucose, microwave the glucose for 5 seconds. It will be a bit liquidy, and you can use it. Honey. Honey, you can add it at the last as well. It's completely fine. Next goes vanilla. And last but not the least, cream. Cream, I think I have 100 mils of cream in the recipe. what I'm going to do is I'm divided it 50-50. So I'm going to cook it with half of the cream. That's the chocolate. Let the chocolate melt, and then I'm going to add the cold cream later on. All right. So that's done. I'm going to take a mixing bowl here. I'm going to add chocolate and sea salt, and then let's heat up the cream. Let me arrange my ingredients. Thank you, Chef Salma. All right. Okay. So this is the whipped ganache. Of course, when you make the whipped ganache, the first things first, what you need to understand is you need to crystallize it at least for 8 hours or 6 hours, better if it's crystallized overnight. Uh, I'm going to use this Bamari just to melt my chocolate a bit, which will help me in progressing the recipe. Um, Let me know what are the characteristics you guys look when you're selecting a cream for your professional use. Okay, you look for flavor, you look for dairy flavor, it has it. You look for stability, it has it. You look for pipingness, shine on the cream. I'm going to show you how the shine comes on the cream. Okay, Freddie on Instagram. Freddie on Instagram asks, is it possible to freeze the finished cheesecake for brick production? Of course, Freddie. Yes, definitely you can. And of course, if you're planning big batches, you have to be mindful with few things. Like if you're using, you can also store the raw cheesecake base and you can use it for the next day also. But just mind it to mix it nicely, tap it before use. And if you are baking it, you blast freeze it or quickly chill it, and you have to plan your production. So if you want to freeze it, you freeze it in batches. All right, that's great. Okay, the cream is almost hot, and I'm going to add it over the chocolate. So let the cream set for another minute. Why? Because the chocolate will be melted nicely. Right? And goes on the side. Gelatin is there and cream is there. The open cream packet and open cream packet. Yes. Now I've got this packet because I have 20 grams less over here, so I can add it later on. That's the reason I've got it. All right. Now you see, Bameri goes on the side. Mix, 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 mix. You make sure that it's all the chocolate has been melted. I'm adding the gelatin. You can use any gelatin you want. We have gelatin sheets which we use it regularly. So we are using gelatin sheets. If you want to have powder, you feel free to use powder as well. It's completely fine. There is no harm in it. Uh, do you know what are the biggest mistakes what people make while making a cheesecake? Kunafa is super thick sometimes, over baking the cheesecake because some people doesn't understand or don't understand when to stop it. Sometimes they say, oh, 30 seconds more, oh, 1 minute more, or 2 minutes more, or give it 3 minutes more. That's another thing. Or, adding too much water in the water bath. We just need a layer of water on the water bath. Why you use water bath while baking? Because it gives you a consistent baking temperature all over the oven. Okay, even if your oven is a little bit here and there, you can add water bath and it will do the job. Okay, so make sure everything is, you see how good it looks. Okay, and the next thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it here and I'm going to immersion blend it, and that's going to help me in adding it. All right, in goes the extra cream. Not the extra cream, it's from the recipe. I'm going to just add a little bit more of like 20 mils more. That's pretty much it. And of course, yes, I'm going to use immersion blender. Why immersion blender? Because if it helps to crystallize, or it helps to uh, see, whenever you're making ganache, at the end of the day, it's fat from the cream, water content, and you have the fat from the chocolate. So you have to balance the water and chocolate, or water and the fat, and you have to emulsion. That's why the emulsion is called for. Mix it. You have to at least emulsion it for at least minimum 1 minute, so that will be great. Okay, that does the job. The smell is nice. Okay, mix it nicely. I'm going to use a GN tray, or I'm going to use a steel tray so it crystallizes quick. The temperature helps. You see how the consistency is very nice, it's smooth. Okay. You have to contact lens film, and once you contact lens film, and then only you have to keep it in the chiller. Why? Because it will leave a skin layer on top, and that's what you don't want to do. All right, we have a question. Hajar on Instagram is asking, what is the cheat code for making rich, creamy baked cheesecake? I wish there was a cheat code for this, but it's all science. It's all techniques which you need to follow. And being a pastry chef, you're artistic, you're a scientist, you're everything. So you have to follow those things. That's the cheat code of making a good cheesecake. All right. Um, I mean, products matter. Having a good recipe is not enough. You need to have good products. You need to have good quality of products. That's where this bad boy comes in the picture. It does the job. It stabilizes the cream. That's main important things over here. If you don't have a proper cream, and the fat content, it matters a lot. So yes, this is doing the job. And yes, if you want to use any acidic ingredients, you can use it, and it's good for cakes, desserts, and everything. So now what we're going to do is, now it's the time for assembly of the cake. But before we do the assembly, we'll go and have a short video, look at what we do over here. But then we'll do that later on. Let's finish the cakes, and then we can go over there. Okay. There is the katafi, which was baked. Let me wear some gloves. Expert palette knife, big one. And before I start decorating, I'm going to cut some figs for garnishing. So, and then we will start decorating. In the meanwhile, my uh, almond whipped ganache will also crystallize. Ronan is asking the question to me, what is your favorite cheesecake? Ronan, I have made multiple kinds of cheesecake. Now the cheesecake, what we love is make something new, use different flavors, create something new with the right ingredient and the right texture and using the right ingredients. That's what it is, Ronan. We create something new. We have already tasted tons of cheesecake in our life. Create something new with the right ingredients and you do it. All right. So we are going to use some figs, of course. So we will use it fresh figs, cut off. So we are going to use the segments of the cheesecake where I'm going to peel off the. Let me use the right tool for right things. I have a knife. Okay. This is how we work professionally. We elevate things to the next level. Have you ever peeled figs? Or have you ever segmented figs? No, right? But in professional kitchen, we do to have a great experience. And that's why you guys are eager to spend extra to go to hotels and experience something different. All right, so the figs are done. I'm going to cut it in segments. I'm going to cut it in quarters, sorry. 1 by 6, and that's what I'm going to use it. Let me quickly clear up the board. Thank you, Chef Salma. And now, that's how the cheesecake looks like. Yep. So we're going to open up the cheesecake. Yes, of course, I have that cheesecake is going to take 40-45 minutes to bake. Second thing, once the cheesecake is baked, I cannot use it directly. I have to cool it down at room temperature, or you can blast chill it. I have to rest the cheesecake overnight, and then I have to use it. So this cheesecake which I have made was yesterday. So let me open it up. I've lined it with baking paper and silver foil, we call it lining. Just going to use a knife on the side so I don't have to use the blowtorch. There you go. Voila. Okay, so now at this point of time, I'm going to put this cheesecake over this katafi. Let me put the cheesecake first. Give me 1 minute, guys. It's very delicate, but it has the stability. Okay, I'm just it's stucking up somewhere. Okay, 1 minute. I know what the problem is. Give me 1 minute to fix it. Okay. It's the paper which is stuck over there, but I will fix it in a minute. 1 second. Chef Salma, could you help me in removing the paper? Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Can you and take the tray away, please? I need the knife. There you go. So, yep, those are the small things we go in challenge with, but that's completely fine. That's the part and parcel of our job. Okay? All right, perfect. That's your cheesecake looking nice, lovely. Just let me clean up the plate and arrange it nicely. All right. Okay, now it's time to garnish the cheesecake. Let me put this over here. Chef Sharma, can I have a spoon, please? Okay. I have date jam, fig compote. Of course, the one which I made, it will take time to set, to cool down, to blend. So I've already made some over here. And just give me 1 second, I'm going to cut it. All right, so that's your uh, compote, which I'm going to pipe it in the center. That's the main flavor. Scissors. I like to pipe the compote. Why? Because the filling is even all across. And then I'll use the palette knife just to make it even. Because I'll keep it on the side. Palette knife, and I'm going to smooth it. So what we are going to do is, after this, we'll quickly whip up our almond ganache, and I'm going to show you how does the cream works and everything. Okay? Okay. That's the cream goes on the side, and let me keep this over here, and I'll get the KitchenAid and we'll start whipping the ganache. Almond ganache. Just allow me, just keep this for here. That's how it is. Okay, there you go. And we are going to use it. Okay. Now there is a technique of whipping the ganache. Okay, if you whip the ganache at high peak, it's gonna split. Whip the ganache on soft medium peak, and then you finish it by your hand. Okay, and you can see how the cream is stabilizing it. Basically, cream is the one which is giving you the aeration, and the cream is the one who is elevating it from splitting. You see how it works very well. Okay. Do not over whip the ganache. If you over whip the ganache, what's gonna happen is it's gonna split, the fats in the cream splits, but in this case it's not gonna split because of course it stabilizes the cream. I mean, you have to be realistic. If you overcook anything, it's gonna split, right? One more minute and it will do the job. Oh, right. You see how good it looks? Yeah, this is the peak what we are looking for. And that's the medium peak, but it's not done. I'm going to mix it with the spatula and that will give me a better product. So this is what I was talking about, the stability, guys. This is when, you know, you have to whip it at the right. It's all about, as I said earlier, it's all about good products, a good ingredients, and a good recipe. Even if you have a best recipe and you want to do something, it's not gonna work. Okay, I'm going to move this on the side. Let me put the machine back, and then let's finish the dessert. Okay, moving on. Okay, that looks good. So I'm going to use a star nozzle offset, which for piping it on top of the cake. Oh, I was telling about the folding. You see, you fold it nicely with your hand. Okay. What else you want more? Okay, that's the kind of stability you wanted, right? That's it. You look how the cream is performing, how the ganache is forming, how the fats are solidifying, right? So in goes this. See, I'm just moving around with this. Okay, goes on the side. Thank you. So now what is left for this? We have left the awesome whipped ganache, which I'm going to show you the piping. Then comes the date jam and the syrup. Okay, it's because of the jam. All right, that looks nice. The date gel, which gives a nice, beautiful flavors. I'm adding so much because you have it in every bite. Guys, remember, don't be shy whenever you're using all these things. Make sure you have a slice on every bite. Nice. Next thing, let me wear some. No, no need. I have tweezers today. Perfect. First things first, let me add the figs. You see, everything has a texture, everything has a reason behind building a great recipe. I hope you guys are waiting because I'm going to reveal the secret in next 2 3 minutes. What is one secret ingredient or what is one secret thing which we needed? All right, so this is done. Let me quickly wipe it because I've used wet ingredient. In goes the gold leaf. I mean, you cannot complete a dessert, especially in Dubai, without a gold leaf. Yep. Last but not the least, some chocolate element to it, because since we have used almond chocolate ganache, I'm using some chocolates over here. Just one, two, nice. It goes on the side. And before I add the last ingredient, you guys want to understand what is that secret element, right? But before, I have a question. How do you keep the kunafa base crisp? Guys, it's pretty much easy. Don't keep it in the fridge. Don't keep it in the freezer. You have to keep it at room temperature. If it gets soggy, the best thing about it is you can reheat it again. The temperature is 180 for 15 to 16 minutes. I have a question, chef. Can this be prepared in? Yes, of course. You have to plan your production. If you don't prepare it in advance, it will not work. So the best thing is it's not like a hot dessert or a hot food where you cook it like a nasi goreng. You cook it and you serve it. You eat hot. These things we have to make it, chill it, crystallize it, and then only you can use it. So you have to prepare it in advance. Um, I have a question coming up. I'll just wait for a second. What would you recommend as the alternative presentation for individual portion? So, guys, the individual portion, depending on where are you serving it, you can make a cake like this. You can crisp up the kunafa more. You can serve it in slices, which most of the cheesecakes serve. But if you want to use it at individual portion, you can take a 8 centimeter ring. You can put the katafi base inside, and then you can bake it. So that will do the job. The quantity will be around 80 to 90 grams per portion. If I'm not mistaken, it can go up to, depending on the height of your ring, it can go up to 120 grams as well, or 150 grams as well. Or you can bake it individually. You can see this particular recipes, you can multiply it, you can bake it in bulk, you can bake it as individual, and you can bake it however you want it. All right, and you see the ingredients matter the most. As I said earlier, recipe are just a game, but then the ingredients, what you use, it matters a lot. If you don't have good quality of cream cheese, if you don't have good quality of whipping cream, if you don't have good quality of the other things as well, which adds up, it will not work. Okay, so like I said, if you want to make a bread, only water and flour doesn't work. So recipe is just a game. It's all about ingredients. It's all about the ratio and the science behind it. One more question coming up, chef. What is your favorite way to use Milak high stability cream in a professional kitchen? I use it. I used to use it everywhere and anywhere, any place. This was my go-to cream when I was working in hotels. I used to use whipped ganaches, shanti is best. If you want a shanti to make on the spot, go for this. It will do the job perfectly. What is the shanti? Shanti is a mixture of cream, sugar, and vanilla, or any flavoring in that case. You whip up to a medium peak, finish it off with your hand, and that will do the job. If And I think that's the end of the question. That's great. Now, to answer the question, the secret, what I was telling you guys about it. All right. So the best thing is, what is the secret? Guys, secret is the balance of all those elements. It's not only it's not only the katafi, it's not only the cheesecake, it's not only the compote, it's not only the fresh figs. Now, if you see the whole recipe together using the milk high stability, the katafi or the kunafa gives you the crisp, the cheesecake gives you the creaminess, the fig compote acts as a freshness. You have fresh figs, chocolates give you the crunch, of course, and then you have the richness to add, which is the nutty flavor, which is your almond whipped ganaches, and the date gel, which gives you the local flavor. So the balance is the secret of making any new recipe or making any new dish. Okay. I hope you like the video. I'm just going to do a last touch, which is the Dubai gold touch. That's what makes it more rich and elegant. And guys, I present to you. And before I present to you, I would like to you again, if you have missed this session and if you are joining in now while I'm ending the session and you missed it, go to Milak Meena Instagram page. You have to first fill a simple form and they will send a recipe you, and also you can have a look of the demo over there as well, or you can look the cuts and shot of this video how to make it. Don't forget to enroll it. And in case if you have made the dessert, don't forget to tag us on Instagram and all our social media channels. And I hope you enjoy this recipe. It's great structure. We take a lot of effort in making the research and development, and this, I think my media team is waiting to kill me because they want to dig into the dessert, because they want to do a test of everything. Do you want to see how it looks like? Before I want to show you, I present you this fig and kunafa goat cheesecake, and let me show you a small piece of how it looks like. Just a small one. Okay. You see? Looks nice, right? Okay. Now, don't forget to tag us into all your social media channels and let us know. So, I'm Chef Omkar, signing off from today's Milak Masterclass. I'll see you soon. Thank you very much.